in town, Trinidad, Colorado. I'm live now. But there's nobody in there, so.
Oh, I'm trying to look to see if I can get a temple.
Just gonna sit here and wait for people to show up for a little bit. I wonder if I could zoom in. Whoa. Up there is the sign for Trinidad, Colorado.
I'm gonna make short videos.
Hmm?
I'm gonna make short videos of you.
Good idea. How's everybody's Father's Day doing? There's nobody out there, but I figured I would ask. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Hope you have a blessed day and that you're celebrated every day, not just once a year. Someone came in and liked it and then left.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you for the light. I have a story to tell if I didn't drop my phone. Hi, Jack. How are you? Jack Skellington. That's not the other person. We are having a wonderful day. We're in town as a family. Just enjoying the beautiful weather. Look at the skies. Oh, I had that in Zoom. There we go. So, Jack, I'm just waiting for some more people to arrive before I delve into my story. Oh, is that you?
That's all.
It's like, what, 80 degrees right now? 80 degrees, the wind is blowing. I don't know if you could tell these clouds right there.
Look at those swollen pits.
Sometimes they develop into storms for other states. Hey, Zenwin, thanks for coming. Thank you also, Jack. I'm so glad you could join. I'm waiting for a few people to begin my little story.
I wouldn't trust these two kids.
Much love to you. Hey, Zenwen, you're not even going to believe it. We had puppies this year. Not on purpose. I'm live.
We were $6 short because someone wouldn't let go of the snacks, but the nice man paid for the rest of it.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yes, and when we kept the girls and boys apart and we thought we were successful, but the neighbor's dog introduced himself to our girl, well, hotboxing's girl. Beautiful dog. Where's the other phone so I can show everyone? Can I use that phone, bud? I'll show you who the daddy is. We don't even need Maury Povich for this. Let's see, I think it's in there. Thank you for coming, everyone. I'm gonna be telling a story. And the first one is, let me switch my camera. This is the culprit. Neighbor's dog, I caught him last year on my property when Daisy was in heat the first time. And we got him locked up before they could connect. But now 2 years later, and he somehow connected with our Cocoa Puff. And she had 6 puppies. And we're dog lovers, so we're probably going to keep 3 of the 6 puppies. I'm not even gonna lie. Dang it, I am bad holding this phone.
Yeah, mommy?
Yes. Oh, and it's super zoomed in. What is going on here? Yes, they were just born the 15th, so they're only 3 days old. Um, how many? How many males and females? 4 males, 2 females? I think that is. She had these puppies so fast, she almost had them inside, and we're like, oh my gosh, alert, alert, get her out into the puppy pen. So we finally successfully got a mommy to the puppy pen to have her babies. And, we checked on her every 20 minutes or so. She popped out another one, and I'm like, all right, let's just leave her alone. She's probably going to rest. And we went back out about 45 minutes later. She had had all 6 puppies within the hour. So that was exciting. I wonder how... There we go. I'm going to add people as a moderator because we need them now. Hotboxing, you want to go in there so I could do that? So, Hotboxing is going to keep a black boy and call him Bear, Bear, Bear. Yes, that's Daisy, and she's so happy to not be pregnant. I'm keeping a boy completely blonde, like white blonde. And he's going to be named after my very first dog, Johnny. So his name would be Johnny Jr., JJ. And I believe Vince is keeping the blonde girl, not as blonde as mine. What was her name going to be? Ruru, in honor of our Buster Roo that we lost last year. Hotboxing said her first name is Cream Puff, but her homestead government name is going to be Ruru. Oh, there's a chocolate one. Is it a girl or a boy? It's a girl. I'm so glad she's a girl, because if that comes out looking like a chocolate lab, I'm going to have a hard time saying no. Like, my favorite dog is a lab. All my dogs are my favorites. But we'll be adopting out 3 puppies. I think a girl and 2 boys, maybe something. I don't know. They're only a few days old, so I got to get my numbers right. And then I'm okay with it. Like, our anxiety is alleviated, because trying to keep girls and boys apart when they've played their whole life was it was a massive feat. It was 2 heats within a 4-month period. I know that shouldn't happen, but it did. We were afraid of that interfamily mating sort of thing. So we're kind of like, phew, dodged that bullet, you know what I mean? And we feel proud that we were successful in keeping brothers and sisters and moms and dads away from each other. So and we lost Hotboxing's Bear Bear this year. One of our neighbors, who's a really bad hunter, he hunts and he cuts off the pieces he wants to keep, and then he leaves the deer to rot. And our Bear Bear must have gotten into it very late into the game, and whatever he ate, it wound up killing him. About 5 days before his first birthday? Yeah. Did you go in the chat so I can make you a moderator? Oh, my bad. Oh, I don't want to. If I give internet, it might interrupt my.
Later.
We'll ask Dad too.
No.
Yes. Oh, thanks, Vincey. Let me show you. Vincey's so sweet. I told him we all need something to eat, so he broke off a piece of his jerky for me. Isn't he sweet? Okay, so I got the story to tell you about a recent fight I had. I have a Down syndrome son. He's turning 18 this year. There's a lot of medical and legal prep that goes along with that. So, last year I heard about a place in Denver called, at the Denver Children's Hospital, called C Center for Downs. Hubby Vince is here right now. That's how the phone fell again. Share of experience with doctors who know it all, doctors who want to know it all, doctors who refuse to learn about a patient's needs. I don't want to even say special needs, just needs. So we really run the gamut. One doctor even helped put our son in the hospital for the first time at 6 months old with double pneumonia. So with all that being said, I heard about this specialty clinic in Children's Hospital, and I looked into it a little bit, but really I just spoke with Dad, the husband, about it, dragging our feet. He was even pushing me like, do something or go to, do these other things instead. And I spoke to the doctor there. Basically, the doctor giving me the referral to go to that place. And my son is a behavioral therapist, spoke to her about it. And probably after, 4 or 5 months, I was like, all right, I guess I'll call. Just, because he is turning 18. So my mind was thinking, we need all these evaluations anyway. Let's go get it at this big, huge hospital with a specialty clinic in Down syndrome. 1 second, I didn't take a drink. So I did call to make an appointment. They said before the appointment, you need to do like this intake form, which I'm kind of used to, especially having a special needs child. Everywhere there's a damn intake form. I don't know why they say they transfer records when you have to do the same thing over and over again. But anywho, called. They said I needed to call the intake center. Unbeknownst to them, the family was getting its first flu in 8 years? About 8 years since we started using elderberry. An elderberry syrup, and after this video is over, I will leave a link to my elderberry syrup video for all those who are curious. So we had our first flu. They didn't know. And I got a phone call from the intake center. And I'm thinking, I guess, all right, sick in bed anyway, why not get this phone call over with? So I did everything, answered all her questions, gave all my son's information. One thing that gave me a red flag was, hey, my son's here, you want to say hi to him? After all, he's going to a specialty clinic. You would think they all know how to basically deal with, socialize with a Down syndrome person. And she's like, oh, hey. And to me, that's just a red flag. Maybe an average parent wouldn't know that, but to me it is. So, the original doctor told me it'd be several weeks before an appointment could be made so that all the information from other states could be sent here. The next day, this was a Saturday, on a Sunday, I started getting text messages, multiple text messages, different clinics making appointments. So after 3 or 4 days, I picked up the phone. I'm like, listen, I'm not making this appointment right now because they said it was either for eyes or there's another test. I don't remember, but eyes and ears maybe. Hi, Monel. Thank you for coming. I'm telling the story about my interaction with a local hospital which caused the fight. So I told this person I'm not making this phone call. There's like 7 appointments that have to happen that day. So this is the least of the appointments. I'm not making this appointment. Thank you very much. Goodbye. The very next day, we're not over the flu yet. So this was Sunday, text messages, Monday phone call, Tuesday phone call. I answered, told them I didn't want to make an appointment. Wednesday came, more text messages. Thursday came, another phone call came. And this time the scheduler was not so nice. I'm like, listen, I'm not making this phone call. You need to make this phone call. I'm not making this phone call. You are not listening to me. And she got to the point where I was cursing. If anybody who knows me knows I curse, right, Monel? So I got irate with her. Listen, it's obviously you don't give a F about this whole other appointment. A specialist, he needs to say, I'm not making the effing appointment. I've had enough. Click. The next day, I got a call from a social worker. The very next day. She said she wanted to discuss what had happened on the phone with the scheduler, and I was like, oh good, this is great. Let me tell you my side. We can discuss your side and just have a back and forth conversation. So I proceeded to tell her, and listen, guys, I do not hesitate from admitting using curse words. So I admitted that,
We all do sooner than later.
right? I believe anyone who says they haven't used a curse word is lying to themselves. I mean, I'm just saying. If you successfully did it your whole life, kudos. Anyway, this social worker did not want to discuss how the scheduler act at all. She wanted to admonish me with the policies of the hospital, and we speak to each other, yada yada yada. And she didn't care how her scheduler treated me, and not once did she mention about the patient, because in my job in this moment, when it deals with professional things, I'm a representative of my son. So not once did she mention the patient. Now, this whole time I'm having misgivings, complete misgivings. And this was going back 6 months, guys. The appointment they made was 6 months in advance. So now that perturbed me, because I'm like, why are you harassing me so hard if I can't even make the appointment now? Like, this is your business. What are you doing? So I tried to talk with Dad, my husband. I tried to talk with the behavioral therapist. Like, I'm really having like a hard time with this. I've got real red flags showing. But my son needs these quote unquote independent evaluations. You have to do it, Mom. Suck it up. Maybe you're being paranoid. This is what society does. And as you turn it around and question yourself and say, no, these are professionals, this, that, there's protocols in place, blah, 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 blah. And I did it. Righteously for my son, but it takes two to be righteous in that situation, and I was the only one. So let's fast forward to April 9th, one of those 2 days. One was a Sunday, so it was definitely not that day. And we get there early, show up, 7 doctors in the first 4 hours of the appointment. We were supposed to be finished at noon, right? 45 minutes before the next appointment, like to their scheduling for your lunch. So when we get out, because we weren't paying attention to the time or our phones, we were paying attention to all these specialists that we have to talk to in these 4 hours. And it ranges from speech therapy to physical therapy, mental health, to a general doctor, and many more in between. So we get down to where the next appointment is, and we realize we're already late, but somebody needs to eat. Like, we all needed to eat. But for us parents, we're like, our son has to eat. Like, that's a too bad you're going to have to wait scenario in our mind. That's a safety, health, and nutrition situation. When we walk into where this is a side note, we walk into where the quote-unquote cafeteria is. It's a grill joint It's a pizza joint and it's a salad bar. The end. And all my brain kept thinking is, why the fuck do I see fast food in a motherfucking children's hospital? Because that's all that was, is fast food. We've all, I'm sure, been in hospitals with real cafeterias. I've been in factories with real cafeterias. With the size of this children's hospital and the donations they get, that's fast food. Children's hospital, special needs people. How freaking dare you? Okay, that blew my mind. We get my son pizza. Why? Because he loves pizza. So that's the only saving grace. Wouldn't you agree, Dad? Is that our son loves pizza. So we get him pizza and we leave because we got to make this appointment. We go up to we sit out in the car for a minute because within them 7-hour appointments was, yes, they do serve dirty food. You're absolutely right, Ma, now. We go outside because the speech therapist within that first group of 7 appointments wanted to take our son, that was 17 going on 18, all the way back to kindergarten, pointing at pictures, and I had to argue with her that that is not acceptable. I turned it over to Dad. Dad even said, we're not going to let you do that. We will go outside of anything you have to say and do our own thing if you're not willing to help us with our son. So that's just a side note, pissed me right off. Because how you take a child backwards that struggles so hard to go forward? Anyway, I had to have a cigarette. I had to curse my brain out because I was pissed off. So we go in because we're letting my son eat his pizza. So we go in after he's done eating his pizza because that's how quick this little break we're allowed to have. And this eye place was like, well, I don't know if we're going to see you. And I'm like, we're not the ones that made us late. Like, all those 7 doctors should have been watching the clock. Like, that's their job. That's what they're billing the insurance for. She goes, I'll call them. So she calls back. Oh, yeah, they'll see you. So we're sitting there, waiting for people to come asking. And the hubby's like, well, I'm just going to go get something for us to eat because we can't. Like, you go in there like that. Like, you're already hangry. You're already pissed. Now you're hangry because parents didn't get to eat. And you're going to go into a place that his gut feeling was already telling him was going to be a problem. So we eat the pizza. We basically shove it down our throat, right? Because before we get halfway down, she's calling out, for him. And we're like, just shove it in your mouth. So as I take a swallow of my drink, we pass through the doors to go in. My son's walking behind me. And I say to whoever the hell she is, motherfucking bitch if you ask me, hey, he has an appointment after this. Do you think we're going to make it? The appointment was at 3? Right? 3? And this was at 10 to 1? Something like that. So a 2-hour span. And that fucking motherfucking bitch was turned to me and was like, I don't know if they're gonna see you or not. And that really took me aback. That's street ass, no respect bullshit. That, again, if anybody who knows me, I'm a fuck around and find out kind of girl. So that irritated me. So, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Now, I forgot to mention that. We traveled 4.5 hours. I'm going to mute first. Is it coming or going? Coming or going? It's going. I don't have to mute it. It's going away. 4.5 hour drive one way. So after we had to request a hotel because there's no going home after an 8-hour appointment. So the hotel was great. The food sucked. It tastes like freaking old folks' home food. They should be ashamed of themselves. What the hell is wrong with this world? Anyway, lots of tangents. I'm so sorry.
Good pool.
Good pool, yes. So we get into the room. I was very shattered, yes, but not in the moment. Not in the moment. Afterwards. So we get into this room. It's an eye appointment. He's never needed glasses. This was a side with, you know what I'm saying, covering all my bases kind of appointment. This was not important. And I told her, I really don't appreciate the tone of voice you spoke with me in. And this appointment, though may in your eyes may be needed, is not as important as the next appointment. And I need to know how long this is going to take. It's going to take as long as it takes. You know what? I'm about tired of you. And my husband heard this, what he calls popping off what, a whole hallway away. and I'm speaking the way I'm speaking now. I don't like the way you're talking to me, and I'm just a loud New Yorker, so it is what it is. So he comes into the room, and I'm like, okay, here are the facts. She don't know how long this is going to take. The next appointment is more important. Ear appointment, he's had tubes his whole entire life. More important is next. So what do you want to do? And Vince is like, well, this one don't matter. Let's go. So I'm like, hell to the yes. I didn't say that in the moment. We walked out of the office, leaving, and under my breath, as anyone probably has done, oh, this fucking bitch, I can't fucking believe she fucking talked to me that way. Who the fuck she thinks she is? Now, I was even speaking lower than I was just now, because we were in a hospital. So I did give some respect. But at this point, without receiving respect, I didn't have a lot of respect to give. So we leave. We go to the ear appointment. Fine and dandy. Let me put another disclaimer in there. Before we left the hospital, before we went to get him lunch, right? My phone started dinging for more appointments, didn't it? And I looked at my phone like, please, no, are you fucking kidding me? I can't even get home and you want to make another appointment? This is, you got, Like the social worker, you know what she said to me when I said you guys were kind of harassing me? That was too much on a Sunday. And she's like, we're quick, aren't we? No, bitch, you're harassment, you know? But anyway, we ended with the ear appointment. And on the way home until business hours, my phone would either ding or ring for another freaking appointment. So we're home couple days, at least a couple days, right? When I got the second call from a social worker.
Yeah.
So I got a call from a social worker, you getting, guys. Now, mind you, this social worker is a hospital social worker. The social worker in the hospital has a very, very specific job. And what I'm telling you is not it, okay? So the social worker called me. And thank you, Monel. It was a great trip, though. Like, the driving itself was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Not an issue. So, social worker calls me. And I'm like, she says, I'm calling about your experience. Because these idiots sent me a how was your visit kind of stupid automated shit. So I said, all right, I'll answer you. At this point, I hadn't made a call of complaint. I'll answer you. So I answered it. I'm thinking my answer was what precipitated the social worker, but it was not. So she calls. She says she wants to talk about her visit. I said, great. Let me give you our side first. I just want to stop for a second. For anyone who ever is going to listen to this, please do just that. If you get a call or anticipate a call of confrontation, please take that first step. Oh, I'm glad you called. Let me tell you my experience first. Number one, it puts them off their game. And number two, you're letting them know that you have a voice, that you know how to speak, and that you have not a problem using it, okay? So that's just, my little tidbit of how I deal with stuff. So, okay, cool, Zen Wen, and I can't wait to hear that story, man. Now, when I figure out StreamYard, you have to tell me. So I told her everything. The speech therapist, there's missing things like from the general doctor. My son's Down syndrome, he should have a neck x-ray. As a matter of fact, he couldn't join physical sports because he has Down syndrome, and they never even required a neck X-ray. So, pissed. I'm real irritated. This woman tried yelling at me, you guys. This woman was like, we don't allow that kind of talk in our hospital. And I'm like, let's talk about the patient. And she goes on about her protocol and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's your protocol. You never sent me anything in the mail to sign away my First Amendment rights of speech. So I made her so freaking mad that she hung up on me. And I was pissed. Don't get me wrong. I was just as hot. First of all, once social worker, twice social worker. I'm sitting up straight and you got my motherfucking attention, So I get home. I call patient relations. I put in a complaint for an investigation. I then call the C Center for Down Syndrome. That's the general doctor appointment that my son's seen, that he was sending my son to a specialist. But what had happened was they decided to send all the referrals only to doctors associated with Children's Hospital. I had no referrals to take outside of Children's Hospital. The nearest Children's Hospital is still 3.5 hours away. So they took away my son's right to freely choose who his doctor is. So I wanted all of their referrals. It originally started with 8 referrals. The woman on the phone, Melissa, she was nice, so I'll call her by her name, says to me, well, can I fax them to you? No, thank you. I'm going to need them physically sent to me. Email. She wanted to email them to me. And I've had trouble with this, getting crap by email, so I was like, no. So then she's like, if you tell me the doctor, I'll be more than happy to fax it to them. No, thank you. No, thank you. My address is on record. Please send the referrals, all 8 of them, to my post office box. And then she's like, the doctor's on vacation. Now my brain's like, wait, bitch, pardon me? Doctor's on vacation till June 5th. And I'm like, that's not going to work for me. So what are you going to do? You're already withholding my son's care by giving me all this song and dance. Well, we might be able to get a doctor to sign them. You do what you got to do. I need them referrals sent to me physically and paper to my post office box. How long did I wait, guys? 2.5 weeks?
About.
2.5 weeks I waited. Right before June 5th, wasn't it? It was like June 1st. Is when I started being like, hey, check the mail, honey, right? Mm-hmm. So nothing in the mail. And I'm such a hot button that I'm like, Mary, you better fucking wait till June 5th. Just wait till June 5th. I know you're mad and I know you know what's going on because I do get my own feelings, instincts and whatnot. Don't call. And I've had to do that. That's called, I think, Nubs. Love you, Nubs. What does he call it? Self-discipline. Yes, self-discipline. So I didn't call for 4 days. And then I called. Because on the 5th day, I looked in the mailbox and there's still nothing. Excuse me. I called the 5th day. This is all in sequence. And I do not exaggerate. I'll curse the fuck out of you, but I won't exaggerate, okay? I called them and they let it go to voicemail so many times. And I'll just keep calling. I don't give a shit. So I finally got in touch with Melissa again. And I said, Melissa, I haven't received anything. And No, as a matter of fact, I'm sorry. I got a couple hour time switch going on. I woke up that morning to call Melissa. And I got an email when I was trying to call because they was letting it go to voicemail. I hope you're sitting down for this one. So in the email, it said, this might be verbatim with a couple mess up on words. In the email, it says, from Melissa, Mary, FedEx doesn't deliver to your address and your voicemail box is full. So I contacted the, wait for it, social worker to get your email address so that we could get your physical address so that FedEx could deliver your referrals. My freaking, I don't call it triggering, you guys. I hate that fucking word. To me, it's a shift into gear, right? Instead of trigger, it's I'm downshifting this bitch, you guys. He nicely said, FedEx doesn't always deliver to my physical address, so I would kindly like you to send those physical papers to my physical post office box, please and thank you, goodbye. So I called the patient relations because, okay, they did the investigation. I totally forgot this part. They did the investigation. I wish I had it in front of me. I'll do a later video to read it, okay? Just as a receipt, because I know they're big on that shit on YouTube. They sent me the conclusion of their investigation. A couple things. A lot of it was cookie cutter bullshit policy, yada, yada, yada. What was not in the investigation was anything about cursing. Now remember, that's what got me to call the first 2 times. I was cursing because I'm a fucking cursing ass bitch. Nothing about cursing at all. Well, I'm curious about what the fuck is in this investigation because it's all cookie cutter shit. I get halfway down the page and my eyeballs like zone in, completely zone in to one motherfucking sentence. And that sentence was, this was before Melissa and the FedEx thing. And that sentence was, we do not see that CPS is needed at this time. So yeah, my brain took a fucking vacation for a minute. Because I was that's the 3rd time now. So fast forward to the 4th time now with Melissa. So luckily for the hospital, the email came at a point, it had to be Friday. I was busy Friday. Something happened where I couldn't call patient relations right away. But my daughter called me over to her house, and it was like, I told her I'd get there at 7:30 in the morning, and I don't have signal up to her house. And they open at 8, or I told her I'd be there at 8. So I drive over there, it's like 5 to 8, I get up to the driveway, I get signal, I call patient relations, and it took me a couple times, got her to answer, hi, this is who I am, this investigation happened, this is my son, you can go back and read the investigation later, but I really need to talk to you about what is just recently happened. So I told her the whole thing about the email, the FedEx, the want of a physical address, and that they were denying my son medical care and withholding these referrals. So mind you, we're 3.5 weeks into me trying to get these referrals. So the woman's like, I'm really sorry about your experience. Is there anything else I can help you with? Well, yeah. You can walk around your hospital. I think I said friggin'. You can walk around your freaking hospital, find the most important person, and compel them to make that social worker leave me the hell alone. You know what? I am so pissed off right now. You are actually lucky I am not cursing my freaking brains out. I said, I've had enough. You don't want to send me the referrals? Don't send me the referrals. Take that risk on your own, but I swear to my ever-loving God, if I ever hear from a social worker, my name is said in the same sentence as a social worker, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna go beyond. I will do what I have to do to make my point. So all these weeks that I've kind of been MIA, not in the chat too much, definitely not in lives, not even putting up a lot on my channel, just nice nature stuff, because that's where I needed to be in my heart, mind, and soul, because to me this was a full-on attack from the system. This hospital proved they were corporate. They proved that they are in bed with the system. They prove they didn't give a flying fuck about the patient. Because still yet, there's not a how's he doing. The original Dr. Germoni, Germone, yeah, calling you the fuck out. You sending people to a Down syndrome clinic. It's not a center, it's a fucking clinic. And specialists, we were teaching these motherfuckers. They were looking at us as parents like, oh my God, you're doing such a good job. Like, we walked out of there like, did they inflate us, or are we really doing a good job? Like, we feel like we're doing a good job. We've taught our son more than all the fucking schools, hospitals, therapists put together in all the states we've ever been in. I've had to wait so long to do this video because all that catastrophe took like fucking 9 months out of our life. I could have been focusing on something else and not thinking again that something of the system that could help. No, they always got their fucking hand out. Always. Always. And yo, my experience with the system, it didn't fucking start yesterday. I had to call the system the po-po just to get out of my violent, abusive household as a child. That I lived in the same county, that the county they were going to rip us out of both of my parents' hands. And now so suddenly they don't see where we're at or where we're going to school. Man, fuck this system. It's always going to fuck you. Remember that. You can learn to work the system. You can learn to jump through the hoops. I did it. I did it when I was younger. I'll still do it if I fucking have to. But never, ever forget, this system was created for their purpose. They say, oh, World War II, all these men went to war, blah, 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 blah. Fuck all their bullshit excuses. They wouldn't take an excuse of ours if we forget to change a diaper, if we fucking begged them on our knees, would they? Would they? You think we haven't been called on fucking CPS before and had to prove our worth as a parent? Fucking Louisiana, that fucking state. They're lucky. I would rather have spent my money and invested in my family rather than lawsuit in this stupid lawsuing kind of fucking country we live in. Cause suits, I would have had plenty from this one. You see that scar over there, right there, everybody? I've had that scar since I was 10 years old. That scar is from a doctor. Here is some irony, if I've ever heard any. The very first doctor that ever performed surgery on me, his name was Dr. Mystery. I'll never forget it because it's just been ironic in my head the whole time. And I have mononucleosis. And they didn't test for that. There wasn't Medicaid back then, so they did limited amount of tests. Mononucleosis, my gland was swollen, so Dr. Mystery went in, took samples, make sure it wasn't cancerous, couldn't figure anything out. I'm out of surgery with these, stitches and this drain. The drain was like 3 foot long in my neck. And they did a blood test to find out that it was mononucleosis the whole time. Never been treated for it. Like, I went through surgery without getting treated for it. I don't even know what the treatment was for it. I was out of school like a month and a half. My problems with doctors and the system it's decades. And I hesitated to speak online. I hesitated to tell stories, but I was wrong. I was wrong, because everybody has a right to know. If one person runs across this video and listens to their gut and says, no way, no way, Jose, thank you very much, but no, and does things their own way, then mission accomplished. If somebody decides to say, hey, thanks for calling, let me start with my side of the story. Thank you, mission accomplished. Like, that's all. I even tried with my mom. Like, I try to love my parents. I have a love for them, but I don't love them. And I even tried to show my mom, listen, Mom, you don't have to be oppressed your whole life. Sometimes all a woman has left is to be a bitch. And it might seem like you're being a bitch, but you're just standing up. You're just standing up for your children, for yourself, for your husband, for you just right the freedom of breathing, of water, of living. They spent decades admonishing people with don't rock the boat. Be quiet. Children should be seen and not heard. And I'm just going to say, maybe it's time for me to start fucking talking and start learning how to StreamYard and start, reaching out and cross-platforming myself. My hubby got a YouTube page and a TikTok page called DaVinces. Mm-hmm. DaVinces, D-A space, Vinces, apostrophe S, that is. Because I'm tired of this shit. And people have a right to complain until we educate them on different things. So how I began that path in my life is I had cousins who lived in the city. They never knew or been to the country, never seen it. So as between the ages of 8 and 10, I would take them individually up to the country. We go hiking, we go fishing, sit there and have a picnic, all sorts of things, just to show them that life is not what they make of it. Life is not what you said by now, the indoctrination that got you to believe that it was. It is not. And yeah, it's going to be hard stepping out of society, stepping away from society. I didn't do it all at once. My family didn't do it all at once. We kind of were forced into part of it and then took other parts step by step. And then we were like, fuck the system, let's go knee deep, because it's not worth risking our kids. I saw that. This trailer is dragging like 4 foot of strap behind him. But this is not the first time I spoke publicly, but I'm back to it. I mean, I took a college course in communication, not public speaking, communication. And it taught me a lot to learn how to get over the anxiety of speaking in public, speaking to the public, not holding shame to our stories as they want us to, not living in the box they want us to. Fuck that box. You know what?
We're sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Oh, wait. Let me do that again.
We're sponsored by Mountain Dew.
He does exaggerate. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there.
You can send us Mountain Dews if you want.
All three of them, yeah.
Send us Mountain Dews.
Right, hashtag that Mountain Dew for the family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drink Mountain Dew, but they love it. But I've seen so much wrong. I've spoken up so much in my life, sometimes achieving things and sometimes not. But let me just get back to the ending here of this fiasco. So today, I know that's how I feel too. Just to show you, this is who I'm talking about. I don't know if that's backwards for you or not. It looks backwards to me. I did get this today. Notice there's a little note attached to it. I'll read that for everybody. Did I just do that?
Yep.
Hello. says she can't even say Miss Ayala, Mary, nothing. Hello, just wanted to let you know that there are only 5 referral orders in the system. Some were canceled as they were duplicated. Please reach out with questions. Thank you, not even a Melissa. So there are, in fact, 5 pages. So, I just need to know who they're at now. So that is an unnecessary one. This up the damn eye doctor again. At least I got the dermatology I wanted. Cardiology was an important one. And audiology. Where the fuck is the referral for the ear, nose, and throat doctor? I know what an audiologist does. I know what type of people they are, don't I, zetetic asshole? I don't need a fucking audiologist. Why? Because they're not doctors. I need an ENT, so you know what that requires? Dude, I was about to celebrate with you guys that this shit was fucking over, and I just found out by sharing this with you that it's not fucking over. They canceled one of the most important appointments for him. Again, like I said, he's had tubes his whole entire fucking life. And they can't... Oh. I'm glad it's Sunday. Can't make the call today. But what the hell? What the hell? No neck x-ray. No, there were 8. I'm going to have to go back home and look at the notebook to see what are the other 2 that are missing. So that means 3 now are missing. Duplicates and whatnot, I don't care. That's my choice, not theirs. I'm trying to breathe, Jack, but the ENT, like my son's last ENT retired 2.5 years ago. I've been to a general doctor within this time, trying to get a referral to an ENT closer to us. I keep getting railroaded, or you know, I like the your voicemail box is full, because that's the bold fucking face lie. A bull fucking face lie. Fucking hate liars. And now delaying more. Delaying more. That's unnecessary. He has tubes in his ears that his last doctor said, I'm going to wait for him to fall out because he's becoming an adult. And the only people that have looked at his ears are these general people that have no investment in their patients anymore. Well, I think I see this. I think I see that. Da-da-da-da-da. Yes, I'm going to learn what to do with StreamYard now real quick, because you're right. Having conversations with other people that have experienced these type of things would help. And unfortunately, I've kind of run into people that have the opposite experience, because, you know, privilege buys you comfort. Yes, it's right here. Oh, you know, we all know it. What's the phrase that went around to poor people for so long? Because that's indoctrination too. Money buys everything. Get money, you'll be comfortable, you'll be happy. Buy money, you can get this, you'll be happy. If we think about it, I'm sure there are many phrases that cross many borders, Ma, now that we are all very, very familiar with. And all of that is proof in the face of indoctrination. You know what my brother was told by his high school guidance counselor? Don't forget to mention you're Hispanic. That's going to take you far. Wait, what? Wait, what? Seriously? That was like back in 87? Do you remember hearing that?
All the way to the border.
Too soon. Is that too soon, guys? I don't remember Spanish buying us anything but the name Spick or Wetback, or you got any good names you've heard in your youth?
Mm-mm.
No, just those two. They certainly got names for that. Hmm?
No. Just those two.
They're not even creative.
Yeah, not even creative.
Kind of makes me feel bad.
Yes, they've been at this a very long time. And I've been trying to get people to have this conversation. You might have seen me make this comment, Monel. When a coach makes a play that wins him a game, he's going to remember that play. He's going to play it again. And I want everyone else to go back just a century. If you want, go back 2 centuries, 3 centuries. Tell me what games look familiar or plays look familiar. Because it's becoming so obvious. Sorry, I'm tripping a little bit. It's becoming so obvious that I have a hard time empathizing with their cult members. I don't know what else to call them.
You're ratting hard.
This just made it worse. Now his tubes, God knows what's going to happen with his ears, and we couldn't pay any NT if we could fucking find one. And now I don't have a referral for one. Hey, he gets adult Social Security. I wonder if it will apply that I no longer need referrals to take him to specialists because he's an adult. Because I don't need referrals, but I'm on Medicare.
But
So I don't know how, if anybody knows how that works here in the, colonized land of the North Americas.
when he turns 18, he becomes an adult, and he becomes his own.
Right, he should have his own case. Right. So, I mean, I can hope for that, but I don't want to wait till October. That's fucking ridiculous. And we got a guy over here that's creeping me the fuck out, Vince.
Well, that's alright.
We're down in homeless alley right now where they walk the tracks, right? This is kind of what they do, walk the
Well,
tracks.
they live down there.
Oh, they live down that way?
Yeah.
So they live down.
Group of trees over there.
Yeah, I seen a cop drive down there once. I've even tried, putting all my past in a file, guys. Like, you didn't live anywhere else before, you didn't know anything before, you moved to Colorado. It's just where my phone is, because I keep dropping it. So I'll give you a look around Trinidad. So I'm pointing down there by that group of trees, down there the homeless live. The police will go back there and bother them. I'm over, you see this right here? That's I-25. I'll tell you a little story. So when we moved here, I'm like, come on guys, let's let's investigate this community, be a part of it. We're living here forever. Let's do something to help people. There was a food co-op here that was really, goddamn, had to shut that shit down real quick. They were robbing people blind. And then I became part of this group for the homeless, and I started hearing stories like, you know what the Trinidad police would do? And sorry, Trinidad, if you don't like this. This is just a story I heard. So deny it. I don't care. I wasn't there at the time. I'm only telling you the story. They said the Trinidad police would pick us up, drive us up to the Raton Pass, which is like a windy mountain road, and drop us off and point to Raton, New Mexico, and be like, go to Raton. Raton's 30 miles that way. And I thought the story was over, and the person's like, but wait for it. Raton would pick up the homeless, go up to the Raton Pass, drop them off in the middle, and be like, Trinidad's 30 miles that way. And I heard it more than 3 times, which confirms the story, because none of those people were related. So, what the hell? What the hell? When they got in trouble this past year for excessive violence, it was no surprise to me. I have my own stories about dealing with these county cops. They had no problem siding with the rancher who disabled one dog and attempted to disable the second one in front of my freaking eyes. And yo, that doggy I showed you, hey Vincey, let me have the phone. I want to show my nail. I'll give it back real quick, I promise. I promise. Look, the picture's right there. Monel, more puppies. Can you freaking believe it? This dog, this is me catching him 2 years ago when he tried to impregnate Daisy. And I got him off the property before it happened. And that rancher came and got him without ever saying anything to me that he was coming on the property. So he got told off, but the neighbors got told off too. I don't fuck around. Well, guess who impregnated our dog? This little asshole. The silver lining though is those cute puppies we're probably keeping 3. Here, Baba, thank you. Thank you so much. And this is Daisy. Daisy. That's Daisy. She was the mama of the first 2 litters. That's my Vincey. Hey. And there's hot boxing. Yeah. No, the neighbor owns him. He's a beautiful yellow lab that the neighbor owns. We were able to keep our males and females apart, but I did not know that dog was either outside on a chain, right? Or something. I don't know how he could have gotten her because they don't leave the property really.
Daisy does.
Well, hubby says Daisy does, and sometimes Coco was with her. So we should be happy that your cooch is only for 1 dog named Socks? She just winked at me. I'm not even lying. So anyway, that's the story. I'm going to work on StreamYard or learning, how to do all that because I'm not technologically savvy. So we can have discussions and crack the egg. Crack the egg on that bitch because all these people in all these different places telling the same story are not all wrong. And if we keep arguing about receipts, I understand about wanting to know people are telling the truth. But if we keep arguing about receipts or someone's opinion is different than another person's opinion, we're never going to get anywhere. You're doing exactly what they all want here on YouTube. Oh, truth platform, blah, blah, blah. If you're arguing at all, then you're feeding into their shit. I argue, I fight. I fucking fight real shit. Where is it? I gotta put that address back up there. Real fucking shit. With real life fucking consequences. And when people fuck around on YouTube, I get real fucking pissed. Because seriously, if you ain't acting, then you're just acting. Ah, you like that one?
Mm-mm.
No, you don't like it? He don't like it. Say hi. Tell them your channels.
No.
Do it.
Not for your YouTube.
Do it.
No, I'm not fucking on YouTube.
Someone got dentures. Smile for them.
Right.
There you go. Yeah, hubby's looking good, huh? Not me. I'm not wearing my partial. You got a problem with that. The door's to the left and the foot is to the right. Which one you want in your ass? I think I hit that dab pen a little too hard. So this is the town. Thank you, Monel. We come for supplies. Once we... he's been there for a half an hour. How are you barking now? She's late to the party, except when it comes to socks. Right? And hopefully we'll get hot boxing and DaVince's, doing some streams. We can all talk about our experiences. We'll translate for our son. But as you hear him, you'll start being able to interpret what he says.
Well, I can't go live on TikTok until I hit 1,000 followers.
So DaVince's need to hit 1,000 followers on TikTok. I don't personally do TikTok, but he can't go live to do these things with me on a different platform under a different name, spreading the message. It's kind of like it's kind of like sending the stamp of the printing press to another town and letting them print their own. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I agree, Monel. I don't like TikTok, but a lot of people do. And if it's a platform to get people to watch certain things, you know, I don't judge the printing press as long as they put out the truth, right? And I know that's not an American company. I know all that. There's a lot of land here that ain't American either. So just throwing that out there. You like that one?
I think TikToks, people are more to be for the funny side of life, and YouTubers are more serious.
Yeah,
People.
I could see that. Yeah. Because Facebook didn't cut it. There were too many bullies, right?
Facebook is just
Keyboard
the
warriors.
king of social media,
Kings,
basically.
yeah. Yeah, he got in while the getting was good after MySpace, right?
Facebook has more racists.
Well, yeah, I mean, Facebook got its issues for sure. For sure, for sure. I like doing that, Monel. I did learn through my own experience when to stop observing. You know, and not by participating, but by just backing out the door saying, thanks, here's a quarter. No, I don't give no money. I don't receive no money. I don't want no money. I don't give no money. I just speak. I'll share, I'll like, I'll comment, and that's all I ever ask of anyone else to do in regards to my own, especially if you have any advice pertaining to whatever the video is. Like my mixing dirt video only got like 16 views. I know there's a crap ton of people living on a crap ton of rock that really should be mixing their own dirt instead of buying stuff from the store. But it's not going to get out there because they don't want people to know how to do it by themselves. And if my husband know anything, it's doing shit by ourselves, right? Having to figure out life on our own because the parental education was severely lacking. Thank you, Monel. It's a lazy day, so slow and steady home. That wins the race, right? Got all that bad JoJo out of my body in town here, so I could just leave it here and have a good rest of Father's Day with the hubby. So I'll do an updated video, and in that video I'll read their investigation. I will try to take some videos of all the text messages and phone calls that they had bothered me with, because I don't want to hear no shit from these people. You want proof? Proof is out there in the public. I don't need no court. I don't need to sue. I don't need to nothing, man. Fuck you. You're okay with making me experience it, then let it be okay being out in the public. So I might link them, hashtag them to this, but watch the whole video, you know, if you want the names and addresses of this, because I don't think I want to link them. I might link them. I'll think about it, Monel. I might link them. I definitely shared this to my Facebook page also, so if anybody from Facebook has come over, thank you. Yeah, I'm thinking about, I've done a lot of stuff subtly, so, you know, that is within my wheelhouse of work, so, but I have to have it end first. Like, I have to have this last referral. It's really important. They know how important it is, so yeah, I'll be making some phone calls this coming week. I'll try to record them, but I don't know how it's going to go, but I'll try. Anyway, I'm going to go enjoy the day. It's lunchtime now. I'm sure the family is hungry. I'm hungry. I wasted a lot of energy on this shit already. And much love and peace to all of you. All of you. Don't rush to take your moment. Your moment will come when it comes. don't just love Dad today, love him every day. Give before you ask from something. Just little tidbits that I remind myself daily to feel like I'm doing right. That's all. Much love. Anybody who's come, Jags, Zenwen, Monel, thank you so much in the chat. Much love to you daily, not just when I see you, daily. And I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. I want everyone to say bye. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Bye.